This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESCN. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Got some baseball and some NFL, a little bit of NFL. And got even some hot seat questions for today, Chris. Let's get started with the baseball. Did you get to check out the baseball game? I got to see about half of it before I had to go to work. But yeah, Yamamoto, man, pitched a hell of a game. Only got up 3 hits and 1 run. And the Dodgers are definitely in the driver's seat right now, going back home. And I was looking, I didn't realize this. This series is 2-3-2. So the Dodgers are home for the next 3 games.
Yeah, I forgot they do the 2-3-2.
Yes. So yeah, the Dodgers are home next 3. Same thing with Seattle. Toronto and Milwaukee are both in a lot of trouble. Your takes on the game?
Yeah, if the Dodgers get this kind of starting pitching, they're almost unbeatable. I mean, they're going to be hard to beat with if they get this kind of starts out of Snell and Yamamoto. Because I mean, hell, tonight or the next game they'll probably go with Glasnow, who's capable of doing the same thing that them 2 guys done. And then they could bring, and then in the game forward, it'd be Ohtani, who pitched real good his last outing. So I mean, if they're going to get 8, if they get 8 plus innings out of their starter, they're going to be tough to beat, especially with the way their offenses came alive. They've gotten healthy at the right time, and they're here in the playoffs. They're looking like the team everybody expected them to look like earlier in the season. But they've got banged up and had a lot of injuries. Like, hell, they picked up Snell last year, and hell, he missed most of the season because he was hurt. So they just got him back. So I mean, and hell, they won the World Series last year. And you add a guy like Snell to your roster, you get a free agent like Snell to your roster. So I mean, they're loaded on pitching, especially starting. And if they're going to get, like I said, 8 innings out of their starters here in the playoffs, they're going to be real tough to beat, because that covers up their one weakness that they do have is it can be their bullpen. But if their starters are making it to the 8th inning, they have their closure is pretty decent. It's usually that 7th or 8th inning where they had trouble. So if their starters are making the 8th inning, it's going to be a long series. Well, I was going to say a long series for whoever you're playing, but it's going to make it a short series for the Dodgers. But it's going to be a real big uphill battle against. They're already proven against the Brewers. It's even in the World Series, like if it's Seattle or Toronto, which I believe it's going to be Seattle, is if the Dodgers are getting this kind of pitching from their starters, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat them.
Yeah, I thought, Milwaukee came out, boom, right out of the chute, got a home run.
Got the lead early. And then,
I thought, hey, man, they got a home run, first batter, first pitch, man. They're ready to play. And that was it. That's all they got. The Yamamoto looked really good. I want to get your opinion on something. And of course,
well, if you remember, because I said I hadn't seen him pitch much this year, but after I watched him against the Reds, I said, people ain't talking about this guy enough. Like, all you ever hear about is schemes and Ohtani. Like, hey, damn Yamamoto, and he was the same last night. That dude can paint the edges of the plate. I mean, it's sometimes it's like he's throwing darts up there. I mean, there's just he done it against the Reds at the start. I saw him in the wild card. I didn't see him, and then like I said last night, I watched probably about 5-6 innings of the game. But yeah, I mean, and it was the same thing. Like the dude can hit the spots, and then he has so many different pitches and has high velocity. So yeah, I think he's underrated. I think he's underrated. I don't think he gets talked about enough.
I agree with you, because I hadn't heard a lot. I had heard the name before, but didn't know much about him. And then I seen him pitch, a couple times this year, and then I seen him against the Reds. He looked really good. The next game, for whatever reason, after the Reds, he struggled a little bit, but he's come back strong since then. Yeah, he's very good. A guy that we both know, of course, a huge Dodger fan, made a statement. I wanted to get your opinion, and I'm not making fun of him, but I just want to see what you thought. Sports Judge said that he believes that the Dodgers starting rotation is the greatest starting rotation of all time. It's a good rotation. I mean, I'm not going to, but it's kind of too soon to make a statement like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Snell's good. Yamamoto's good. You got Glasgow. You got.
Yeah, but what is this starting rotation won? They won what, one World Series?
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, Snell went in there.
You didn't have Snell, but you had the other. You had basically everybody else. I wouldn't put them up there yet. Do they have maybe the chance? I mean, if they would finish it off, win a World Series this year, and then have another like deep playoff run, and their starters are dominating, I could maybe start to get there, but I wouldn't have them better than the Atlanta Braves pitching staff back in the mid to late '90s with Glavine and Smoltz and Maddox and I'm forgetting. There's another name too. I'm forgetting right off the top of my head, but yeah, I wouldn't have them at that. I wouldn't put them ahead of them guys yet.
Yeah, that's who comes to mind when I think about rotations is that one for the Braves. And there's been other ones too. I know the Yankees had some good ones. There's been a lot of teams. I just I think it's a little too soon. And I'm not making fun. I know he's a huge fan, and they do have a good pitching staff. I'm not.
They do. They have the real good starting staff. Like I'm not. I just wouldn't put them as the greatest ever yet.
No, because you gotta win something. And I know they won last year, but like I said, Snell wasn't there. They're off to, let's see. Am I right? Yeah, the Dodgers are off tonight, correct? They're traveling to LA. Yeah. And so we got Toronto and Seattle plays. Starting pitchers for that game for Toronto is going to be Shane Bieber, and for Seattle is going to be George Kirby. So I think the Toronto's in a lot of trouble, Chris. Do you think Toronto can get a game?
I think they might get a game, but I believe if they get a game, it's going to be Game 4. I think being the first game of the ALCS in Seattle, and then with Seattle winning the first two there, I think it's going to be. I think Seattle's going to be ready tonight. I think it's going to be hard for the Blue Jays to get tonight. But we've seen it where if a team gets up 3-0, sometimes that fourth game can be a hard one to close out and see a team get one. But I think they might get one, but I don't think it'll be tonight. I think Seattle's going to roll. I think they're going to keep it rolling tonight. That baseball stadium in Seattle is going to be off the hook tonight. I mean, it's been years since they've hosted the ALCS game in Seattle. Yeah. So yeah, I just think with the environment and everything, I think it's going to be real hard for Toronto to get a win tonight.
Yeah, now with both series at 2-0, and you're going to Seattle for 3 games, and you're going to be going to the Dodgers for 3 games. I don't see how. It's not impossible, of course, but it's going to be very difficult for Milwaukee and Toronto to make it back home and get a game. I mean, you're down 2-0, and now you got to go 3 games at the other place for both teams. So that's going to be difficult.
If you want to have a chance, you got to win tonight. You can't get down 3-0. No. You got to win tonight, get it to 2-1, and then at least that guarantees you a chance to go back home. But I mean, and think about it, we've only seen one team come back from 0-3 in the ALCS ever. When the Red Sox came back and beat the Yankees in that series.
Yeah.
Like it don't happen. So like you don't want to get down 0-3. It don't happen. It's only happened once. So like, and it hasn't happened very many times where you come back from, even 3-1. Even 3-1, it's hard to come back from them. So like this is a big game for both of them. But like I said, I think Seattle's going to. I just think it's going to be hard for Toronto to get rolling tonight because you're going to have that home field advantage, and Seattle's hot right now. They're hitting the ball, and they have a good pitching staff as well.
Yes. A perfect example that the regular season it means something. Of course, you want to make the playoffs, but it's not everything. It's to get in the playoffs and then go from there, because Milwaukee beat the Dodgers this year 6-0 in the regular season. The Milwaukee dominated the Dodgers in the regular season. Look where we're at now in the playoffs, So, I mean,
it's all about being healthy and hot this time of year, and it looks like the Dodgers are, and Seattle as well. Like look at the Detroit Tigers. They would look for most of the year had the best record in baseball, and then look at how they fell, and then got a little bit hot and looked like they might make a run in the playoffs, but couldn't get by Seattle. So, I mean, and the Brewers, I mean, they've been the best team in baseball record-wise for a lot of the season. They went on their big run, and then looks like they're going to fall short to the Dodgers.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. Well, Chris, if you don't have anything else on baseball, we'll move on to some top NFL players of the week.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, let's go with the quarterbacks first. The first quarterback I have is Jacoby Brissett. They didn't get the win, but he had 320 yards for 2 TDs. He did have 1 interception, but Brissett played very well. Next up, quarterback Sam Darnold. They did get the win, Seattle. 295 yards and 2 TDs. Next, running back Rico Dowdle, 30 carries, 183 yards, and 56 yards receiving. He said he called out and told Dallas they better be ready, and I guess they didn't get ready. Next up, Bijan Robinson of Atlanta, 19 carries and 170 yards and a TD. Then we had running back Devon Achane from Miami, 16 carries, 128 yards and 2 TDs. Wide receiver George Pickens for Dallas. He's played really well for Dallas. 9 catches, 168 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Smith-Njigba for Seattle, 8 catches, 162 yards and a TD. Next up, wide receiver Drake London from Atlanta, 10 catches, 158 yards and a touchdown. On defense, the big players was linebacker Nate Landman of the Rams, 17 tackles, 8 solo. And for Kansas City, safety Jamara Connor, 14 tackles and 10 solo tackles. So some pretty good offense and defense. Anybody stood out to you on this list, or any other players you want to talk about?
It was fun. Dowdle was funny just because he told him what he was going to do, and then went out there and done it. Dallas's defense has been just bad this year. They're pretty good offensively, but been terrible defensively. I thought Brissett. We were at that game. Brissett played real well. I mean, he was. I mean, him being able to complete passes, especially in that second half, was the reason that Arizona had a chance to win that game there at the end. Colts done a pretty good job on the run game, but he threw for a lot of yards and protected the ball. But honestly, I was, and you know this guy, I said it a few times on the way to the game and last week, I was hoping Murray would play because I didn't want Brissett to play. I figured he would going to come in and have a good game against the Colts. You see that happen a lot. Plus, he played for the Colts before, so yeah, I really didn't want. I'd have rather seen Murray. Plus, I didn't want the excuse of if we beat Arizona that people say it was only because Murray didn't play. But Arizona's a better team than what people think too. Arizona's not a bad football team. They could definitely have a lot better record than they have.
Yeah. Yeah. Coming in, I thought they were a playoff team start of the season. I really did.
The Falcons stood out. Bijan Robinson. Like, that dude is just he might be. I mean, he's right there as one of the top players in the NFL. And the game he had Monday night was unbelievable. Michael Penix is playing pretty good ball as well. So you have. I don't get how in these power rankings though. People are having Tampa Bay at number 1 and the Colts at 2. I don't know how you have Tampa Bay ahead of the Colts. I know Tampa Bay has the good record, but if you look, they've had to win every game right at the end.
Yeah.
The last team we saw do that was the Minnesota Vikings a few years ago, and everybody and at the beginning of the season, everybody was doing the same thing. Oh, they're the best team, and then by the end of the year, all everybody was talking about is, it's going to catch up to them in the playoffs because you can't keep winning all these one possession games, and then they lost to the Giants for first round. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying the Bucks are going to fall apart, and I'm not saying they're not a good team, but to me, if you watch the teams, the Colts have been a more consistent team and a little bit more impressive. But
I think that it's how they're winning, like you said, and they're flashy. You got Baker, who's a flashy kind of quarterback, and I think that that gets noticed. Where the Colts are just right now kind of a precision offense, defense playing well enough, kind of a bend don't break defense. They should be at least in the top 5. I could see him at number 1. I don't have a problem being number 2, but I agree with you. I don't know. I question the big question mark I have for Tampa Bay is running game consistency because they've had some injuries. And another thing, the main thing is their defense. I still question if their defense is strong enough to make a strong run in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got to get healthy too. They got a lot of, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they got a lot of guys hurt.
And I think that's kind of a lot of people are impressed because they do have all those injuries and they are winning. One thing I want to talk about was, do you think, and it's easy to say right now, especially since Minnesota's quarterback got injured, but do you think Minnesota made a mistake in letting Sam Darnold go?
Oh yeah, I think they did. I thought they did when it happened. I'm just saying this because you're seeing what Darnold's doing in Seattle. He's doing the same thing in Seattle as he done in Minnesota. To me, if you have a quarterback and you go, what was it, 15-2 or 14-3, whatever they ended up finishing at, there's no way you move on. You don't move on from him the next season. Not when the year before him. Even when you had Kirk Cousins, who was a good quarterback, your offense didn't look like it did last year with Darnold, and have not getting a chance to see what McCarthy could do because he got hurt so quick in that preseason. I thought it was a mistake, and then now it looks like a mistake, but we haven't got to see McCarthy play because he got hurt. But the times we got to see McCarthy play, you could tell he still has some developing that he needs to do to get. And all right, O'Connell's a good real good coach, especially with quarterbacks. So I'm not saying that McCarthy's not going to succeed, but I mean Sam Darnold's playing as good as any quarterback in the league right now, and you had him and you let him walk out the door, and you also had Daniel Jones on that roster, who. That you made an offer to try to re-sign, and he decided to go with the Colts offer, but and you let him walk out the door, and look what he's doing this year in Indy, and then you also had a chance to get Aaron Rodgers, and you passed on that, and look what Rodgers is doing with Pittsburgh. So, I mean. I think the GM and the coach there in Minnesota have a lot riding on McCarthy. If it don't work out, it could end ugly for them.
Especially you, but me and you both thought that Rodgers would do good with Pittsburgh, and he has. Again, he don't look like the superstar that he did when he was with Green Bay in his heyday, but he's an experienced quarterback. He knows how to win, and if Pittsburgh's defense continues to get better, like we thought the defense could play like they're capable of, Pittsburgh will be a tough team. Do you think I think if Seattle's defense comes along, Seattle could be a real dangerous team with that offense.
Yeah, Seattle's a good team, and they're good on the road, real good on the road. I think that coach is only last year and then this year combined, his first 2 years, so first year and a half, not even a half, and then as an NFL head coach, he's like 9-2 or 11-1 or something like that on the road. Like that, you don't see teams do that, especially new head coaches, to get off to a good start on the road like that. And that defense is getting better. If they stay healthy, they're going to be they're going to be a tough team in the NFC.
Man, a guy that's been killing this year for Dallas is George Pickens. I mean, I know they had an injury to the other receiver, but he has stepped up, man. He's playing some lights out football right now. I was surprised, and I guess there was a very strained relationship with Pickens and Pittsburgh. But man, if they could have made that work with him and Metcalf both on the same on the field together with Rodgers, I think Pittsburgh's offense would have been a lot better. But I think Pickens needed a change of scenery, and it's definitely working in Dallas. He looks like he don't look like a B receiver. He looks like an A receiver.
Yeah, he even showed flashes of that in Pittsburgh, but his biggest problem was just other things, like off-field things or just attitude or stuff like that. It was his biggest problem in Pittsburgh.
Chris, what do you think? What Joe's asking there? What do you think about that?
I mean, if they could figure out something on defense, I mean, I think they could have a chance because of their offense, and you've seen them play good. I mean, they've been competitive in most of their games. It ain't like they're just getting killed. It's just they can't stop nobody on defense. I just don't know if they can do enough to get that defense good enough. But yeah, I mean, if that defense could figure something out where they could start, if they could hold teams to 20 to 24 points a game, they're going to win a lot of games with that offense. So they got to find a way to keep teams under 30 points.
Yeah, it's Dallas's run defense had been pretty good until this week, and then the run defense was terrible. It's been mostly against the pass, and I thought the run defense was much improved, but man, it didn't show it this week. And what's crazy about that Rico Dowdy is the first 3 or 4 games of this season, he didn't do a lot, but the last 2 games he's ran for about 400 yards. So I wonder what he did against Dallas, and then he did it against somebody else. I don't remember the other team, but it's weird that a guy could go off like that and rush, almost 2 games in a row, almost 200 yards.
Well, I think Carolina's offensive line is starting to come together a little bit, and I think that's why you're seeing Carolina be playing more competitive, especially on the offensive side, is because of the offensive line.
Yeah, Carolina is definitely showing some signs of improvement. Is there a team that stands out to you right now that somebody you didn't expect that's really impressed you?
I'd probably have to say the Jaguars have looked a lot better than what I thought they would be after what Trevor Lawrence has looked like the last couple of years, and a new coach. A new coach, and I thought it might take a little while to get things rolling, but they've looked impressive. I know they lost the other day, but forget who they lost to now off the top of my head. But who'd they lose to Sunday?
Who was it?
Jacksonville.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. So I mean, it wasn't like they lost to a bad team either. So. But no, I'd have to say probably Jacksonville. They're a team that I didn't expect to be as good as what they've looked over the first 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I predicted that Seattle would beat Jacksonville because I thought Seattle would score. I didn't think Jacksonville could score enough points to beat Seattle, and that's the kind of way it came out. Well, Chris, let's go on the hot seat. My first question for you is: who wins the AFC East, New England or Buffalo? Right now, both teams are tied at 4-2, and New England would have first place right now because they beat Buffalo earlier in the season.
I think Buffalo's going to win these. Don't get me wrong, that's a big win for New England. New England's looking good. They're another team that I that's the team I almost said, but I thought I had said before the season started, I thought New England would be a playoff team this year. Getting Vrabel and then the some of the free agents they brought in, I thought they were going to be a better team this year than they were last year, and so far it's looking like they are. Other than that, I mean, they lost to the Raiders at the beginning of the season, the game that they looked pretty bad in. Other than that, they've looked pretty good in all their other games. But yeah, but I still think Buffalo wins this division. It's hard for me to put New England ahead of Buffalo. I know they just beat them in one game, but they got a young quarterback. You could have some ups and downs during the season. I trust the experience of Josh Allen and the player Josh Allen is, and the Bills. That I think the Bills are going to get their defense figured out. So yeah, I'm going to stay with the Bills for the East.
This is tough for me because New England beat Buffalo at Buffalo. So the next game they play will be at New England. If New England can win that game, they'd have both wins against Buffalo and have any tiebreaker. And New England, if you look at their schedule is really easy. They got a really easy schedule. So, man, I'm about 50-50 on this. I kind of agree with you. I think you got to go with Buffalo until somebody knocks them off. But I wouldn't be shocked if New England gets that division. Next up, should Baltimore fire their head coach, Harbaugh?
No, I don't think so. I think what they need. I think that'd be a mistake. Harbaugh's won a lot of games. He took them to a Super Bowl. I know the last few years haven't ended like you want, and you have Lamar Jackson. You have they got to figure out the defensive side of the ball, and then one of the reasons they're where they're at right now too is Lamar Jackson got hurt as well. So I mean, have they been perfect? No, but I think it'd be a big mistake to get rid of Harbaugh. Well, I mean, it's hard to find a coach that you can to get and get things running the right way and has you at the top or near the top of your division, has you in the playoffs every year. And I mean, they've been close. They just ain't been able to get that big one yet. But we've seen Harbaugh do it before, so we know he's capable of winning that big one. So I just think they've had some bad luck with injuries over the last couple of years, and then last year they had that drop pass in the end zone where they would have won that game. Like, I mean, they've made some big mistakes, but yeah, I don't think it'd be a smart move to fire Harbaugh.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I remember a few years back, the Colts had a real bad season. Lost Manning for the season and didn't have a good backup quarterback. And we won one or two games that year or something like that. And they made a lot of changes. And I still think that was kind of a mistake, to fire the coach and stuff. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Harbaugh's – I don't know – their defense has been a struggle for the last couple of years, especially this year. I think something needs to change there. I don't know what the answer is, but there definitely needs to be some changes on the defensive side of the ball. Next up, do you think the Chiefs win the AFC East?
Or it'd be the West, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
Because
yes, they are. Excuse me, they are the West. I wrote down the wrong thing. Yeah, they are the West with Denver and Chargers.
I probably wouldn't have said this a couple weeks ago, but as of right now, yeah, I think the Chiefs are. I think the Chiefs have to be the favorite to win that division, just because of their history of what they've done over the last few years, and in the way their offense is starting to play. They're good. They have a good defense. Their defense is good and is going to keep them in a lot of games. and if their offense can play consistent like they have the last couple of weeks, they're going to be tough. The Chargers losing Hampton hurts them. They just haven't been the first like 3 weeks of the season. They looked like one of the best teams in the league, but here lately they haven't been playing real consistent. So it's hard for me to put them over the Chiefs. And then Denver, I still think Denver's struggling on offense a little too much to maybe win that division. So yeah, I'd have to go stay with the Chiefs as of now.
Yeah, I think Denver's got the defense, but I don't think they can score. I don't think they can score enough points against Kansas City to beat them. So I agree with you. Here's one. Joe may not like this, but we'll see. Who is better, the Dallas Cowboys right now or the New York Giants?
This is a good question. I think I would go with the New York Giants, and I think the Dallas Cowboys are better on offense than what the Giants are right now. But the Giants' offense isn't bad since they went to Dart, and the Giants are a hell of a lot better on defense right now than the Cowboys. But yeah, I'd say I would go with the Giants right now.
I think I would too. I hate to say that because I was high on Dallas, being a pretty good team because I thought Dak was going to have a good year and he did, and he has so far. But I knew Joe was going to say Dallas, no doubt. But I don't know because I tell you, old Scatterboo and Dart has added a lot of life to that team, and sometimes that makes a difference. Well, I think Dallas is lifeless, and the Giants are. Okay, dead man. Let's go to the next question. Who wins the NFC North? Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, or Chicago?
I think the Detroit Lions. Bears are looking better. Green Bay has just been so up and down to me. They looked real good that first game of the year against the Lions, but since then they have not been consistent. It's just been kind of up and down. I mean they struggled with the Bengals the other day with Joe Flacco at quarterback, who had been statistically the worst quarterback in the league so far, and has a win against the Packers. Minnesota, not knowing about your quarterback. I mean, Wentz is not a terrible quarterback. He's capable, but it's hard for me. It's hard for me to pick them guys over Detroit. I know I know Detroit just lost the other. Who did Detroit lose to? Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City put it on Detroit pretty good, but
they did.
But Detroit's looked pretty good most of their games, and as long as they stay healthy out in that defense, they got to figure their defense out a little bit, which I think Dan Campbell will. So I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions too. I think so. Is the Chicago Bears a real contender for the playoffs? Even though I know you don't think maybe they win the league, but do you think they could get in there for the wild card?
Yeah, I think the Bears could. Their biggest thing is going to be if Caleb Williams keeps progressing like he has been the last few weeks. I mean, they got off to a rough start, lost those first 2 games, but over the last 3 since that bye week, they've looked good. So I mean, look pretty. I'm not going to say good, but they've looked better. Yeah. You see it starting to come together. Their defense isn't terrible. So yeah, I mean, I could see them maybe making a wild card.
Yeah, they're definitely on the upswing. I think so. They looked pretty good the other night. We got a couple more questions and we'll be out of here. Who wins the NFC West? San Francisco, Seattle, the Rams, or Arizona?
This is a tough one. Because this is, for one, it's a tough division. 49ers are a good team. They have a lot of injuries, though. Seattle's a good team, and then the Rams was my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. So, and I still think the Rams are a good team as well. I'm gonna go with the Rams. San Francisco, it's hard for me to go with them because of all the injuries. Like, I mean, hell, they got 2 quarterbacks banged up. They've had Kittle's been out. Like, they lost Bosa as well. Like, they just keep
Most
losing people. Lost
most of
somebody
the
else.
receivers. Most of the
Yeah.
receivers.
And then Seattle, they're looking real good, but I gotta go with the experience with the Rams with Stafford and McVay, and I think that defense is gonna keep getting better as the season goes on as well. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams too, even though I don't think they have been super consistent. But again, with San Francisco's injuries, and I think Seattle's got a shot at it. I really do. But I'm gonna go with the Rams because they were there last year and went a long way to the playoffs. I'm gonna stick with the Rams. My last question, Chris, is: do you believe in the Atlanta Falcons? Are the Falcons for real? We've seen the Falcons look really, really good, and we've seen the Falcons look really, really bad.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are a good football team. I'm not gonna say they're a great team. I think they could. I think they're gonna be right there. Probably second in that division. Maybe. I mean, they're going to be. I don't think Tampa's going to just run away with that division. I think it's going to come down and be close. They had that one game, but if you look at all the other games, they've looked pretty good. They should have beat Tampa. Everybody forgets this. If kicker don't miss a couple field goals, then field goal at the end of the game where Penix let them down and got him in field goal range to win the game, and the kicker missed it right by like 50 feet. The Falcons would have beat Tampa Bay the first time they played. So, yeah, I think the Falcons have a chance to win that division. So, yes. So I think the Falcons are for real.
Yeah, they've got a lot of talent on that team. They should be for real. Now we'll see if they stay consistent. I mean, they got a good young quarterback, got one of the best running backs in the league. But I still think the receivers got to step up. London stepped up, but I think
London's been playing good.
Yeah, so if he continues to step up, I think they need to find one other offensive player to step up. But
well, they need Kyle Pitts to step up.
He never have stepped up ever. I don't know what happened. He was one of the most touted tight ends to come into football the last few years, and he hasn't really done a lot. But yeah, Chris, that's all I've got for today.
I think the Colts might have the best tight end in the NFL right now.
I'm not shocked at all because I thought Warren was going to be really good, and he has been. He may end up leading the team in receptions by the end. The whole team, except Downs is really starting to come on now. Downs is really starting to kind of.
Pittman's had a pretty good year too.
Pittman's not been bad, but Pittman's kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet. Where it seems like Downs will catch 2 or 3 in a row, and then Pittman will get one, and another couple for Downs, but. Yeah, our offense is looking good. So hopefully we can get some of our defensive players back, and hopefully we don't get anybody else hurt in pre-game warm-ups. We don't need to be giving each other's concussions and crap. So,
hey, if that's what it takes to get fired up and go out there and win a game, just if you're going to give guys concussions, give the practice squad guys the concussions. That way,
give the other team concussions. Not that I want anybody to get concussions, but don't be giving yourself concussions. Give the other team concussions.
Yeah, but if somebody does have to get a concussion to get you fired up, let it be a practice squad guy.
Yeah, true. Not one of your best defensive players for sure. Well,
yeah, that's all. Our backup quarterback tries to kill himself with a goddamn workout band.
He jacked himself up pretty bad.
Oh yeah, them things have a lot of tension on it, and it the break and come and hit you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lucky he didn't damage his eye or anything. Could have been even worse.
Did he break a bone though?
Over the bone, the bone. Yeah.
I wonder, have the Colts signed a backup yet?
I think they're going with the Notre Dame kid.
Well, they'll have to at least get somebody else for the practice squad and stuff.
I haven't heard anything.
I don't know.
Check
If
that
going, I don't know if going Riley Leonard as your backup is a smart move. Don't get me wrong. I hope our backup doesn't have to play. But
Well, I don't know who's out there, Chris.
go try to get Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try to get Jameis Winston from the Giants or
Yeah.
or I don't know. I'd see who's out there. Fuck, but the way our offense is looking, I wouldn't want to have to rely on Riley Leonard if something was to happen to Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I agree.
Look what happened last time when we didn't make sure we had a competent backup, and
Yep.
we had freaking what was his name, Jim Sorgi, and then
Oh,
Curtis
that one
Painter.
Yeah, Painter. God, it was awful.
Like,
Well, all right, Chris. That's all I've got for today. You got anything else?
no. Trying to think. No. Good baseball. I think the only thing on early night's baseball game. That one game.
Yeah, we got the Toronto Seattle game at 8:08.
Has the MAC football started their Tuesday and Wednesday night games yet?
There is I don't know if it's MAC, but there is a college football game on tonight. Jackson State, somebody.
Oh, I love when MAC starts doing their games like on Tuesday and Wednesdays. I don't know if you've never watched MAC the MAC conference football, check it out. I know it's smaller colleges, but you never know what's going to happen in them games. It's it can be some of the funnest games to watch.
Yep.
Ball State beat the team that was favored to win the conference, beat Ohio, and then turn around and get their asses killed by Western Michigan the next game.
Yep. Ball State. It's just where we live in Muncie, Indiana. Ball State's our college.
Homecoming this weekend.
Homecoming, yeah. They were saying that homecoming on Saturday.
Yep.
Well, Chris, let's get out of here for today. We'll see everybody tomorrow. We'll do some college football tomorrow, and talk about Thursday night football, and also talk about Major League Baseball, the playoffs tomorrow.
If I can find the damn